We're here at Dr. Black Eye Associates talking to Dr. Chris Pugh about light adjustable lens. Continuing our discussion here today, Dr. Pugh, who would be the ideal candidate for a surgery like this?
Yeah, there's really two ways to answer this question, and this is what I want anyone who's listening to really hear me say. If patients have had laser vision correction or they've had some kind of corneal-based vision correction procedure, maybe it was in the 1980s or the 1990s or the 2000s, and then they had a procedure to get out of contact lenses and glasses. And most of the time that worked. Sometimes there had to be touch-up, sometimes it wore off, sometimes it didn't always work. And now those patients, that subset of patients, they want to have cataract surgery. Well, finally we have a lens now for any of those patients. They can have a lens implanted at the time of cataract surgery, and we are completely able to overcome all the obstacles that existed before for that subset of patients. We can put this lens in, and instead of having to go back to the cornea or worry about what was done 15, 20, 30 years ago, we're going to be accurate and precise, and the patients are going to tell us exactly where they want to go, and we're going to adjust the optic or the lens inside the eye. It's like magic. It's like almost like Play-Doh, and we're able to reshape it and change the focusing power of the lens just using UV light.
What are some of the benefits that patients have after having this lens implanted?
Well, they're in charge. They have to say, they tell us exactly what they want. And we always have had a surgical plan, but now instead of hoping that we hit it or having to modify it afterwards with more invasive procedures in the operating room, we're able just to get patients exactly where they want to be. And it's real time and it's dynamic, and they're telling us, they're giving us real time feedback about how they're seeing, and that precision and control with their input gets them to the finish line.
Talk us through the process of it. What is it like from that initial consult till that final kind of tweaking appointment?
It's a little more high maintenance, and there's more visits involved. It's not more painful, it's not more uncomfortable, and it does take a little bit more time. But just knowing that you can get where you need to be, and you're the one driving that direction, it can be worth it. So there's visits starting somewhere around 4 to 5 to 6 weeks after surgery. Patients come back and we start collecting data, getting their input, their feedback, and we're just going to tweak and modify really the focusing power and the way that lens is shaped and how it's directing light to the back of the eye, just why they're sitting here in this chair in the clinic.
And then how long could it take to have that optimal vision?
It takes a little bit of time when you zoom out and it's the rest of your life and you're seeing life clearly and how you want to see it can be worth it. But all in all, it could be about from the day of the original surgery where we're putting the lens in, it can be about a 2.5 to 3 month process.
I wanted to ask you about kind of the motto of the practice is your vision, your way. What does that mean? And what does that mean for patients out there?
Yeah, they're in control, and we always have this target and this plan. There's these variables. Even though we're very good, we've been good for a long time at hitting the target, sometimes there's a bit of an error rate. And now we can eliminate that. And the ability to be a patient, make a choice, have a goal in mind of how you want to see, but then 4 or 5 or 6 weeks later to really be able to fine tune that, just not in the operating room, to be able to do that real time, just sitting in a chair. It is your way. It's exactly how you want it to be.
I'm with Randy Pointer. He had the light adjustable lens procedure. He's talking to us about his firsthand experience. And Randy, I'm curious how your vision has changed now after this procedure.
My vision, as we stand here today, I think is as good or better than it was when I was in my 20s. I have fantastic distance vision. My up close gives me every single thing that I need to do. I couldn't be happier.
Were you nervous about going into this procedure at all?
I was very nervous. I tried to not make that obvious, but internally, I'm a surgery technician by trade. Help a lot of people get into operating rooms that I myself have never been on the table. I had a lot of concern. The staff just made it so easy to get through. Any question that I had was addressed immediately. My take-home information, because I wanted to obsess and read about all the things I should and shouldn't do afterwards, was very detailed. Anytime I had a question, I could make a call and I could immediately return a call, get my questions answered.
So how has light adjustable lens impacted your daily life?
I would say that it's the only purchase that I've ever made that I've used from the time that I wake up until I go to bed. So at very first out to the coffee pot, everything is super crisp and sharp. Watch the morning news, do some reading, anything up close, anything far away. It's all just been perfect. So I don't even think about it at this point. I'm just enjoying it.
Have there been any unexpected benefits or changes in your vision that have maybe surprised you since the adjustments?
Yes, I didn't know that my near vision could be as good as it is now. I have a hobby that requires some fine detail work where I would, even with with good vision, I have to put on reading glasses to get the super fine detail, and it all just pops right in.
What advice would you give to somebody considering this procedure?
I would say if you're a type A individual, you have a high expectation. If you have an active lifestyle, you have different hobbies, anything that involves you having really good up close and distance vision, that would be the thing to consider. It gives you the opportunity to really get your vision where you want it to be.
Thank you so much. To learn more, just go to have2020.com.